Hello everyone and welcome back to my US Diary official YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finn Finnegan charged Grace Buckingham. The explanation will lead to the good croaker facing another moral dilemma. Ridge Forrester is in a race to stop Nick Marone from proposing to Brooke Logan. Finn has been digging for information about Liam Spencer's miraculous procedure. The croaker knows that commodity is veritably out. The fact that Grace wouldn't be forthcoming is just making Finn indeed more suspicious. Also, he went to examine the case's injuries. That's when Finn realized the lacerations were way too small to be from an excrescence birth. Finn went to look at Liam's medical records. They were deleted. One call to IT and they will know Grace deleted those medical records. This is a cleaner pieces, so don't anticipate it to be too realistic, I suppose. Grace might deny knowing what Finn is talking about. Still, the manly MD will keep pushing. Due to being so stressed out formerly, Grace likely blurts out the verity. Finn will face another moral dilemma. From Grace's phone call with the riddle person, it sounds like Paris Buckingham and Zoe Buckingham are being hovered. The girls don't feel to be apprehensive they're in peril, moreover. Nick and Brooke will get started on their Italian adventure. Brooke lies on top of a zooming motorboat. Ridge has to come to her deliverance. Until that moment, anticipate to see Ridge contending through Naples trying to stop Nick and Brooke. Brooke will still be on the hedge about the two men in her life. While her head knows Nick is better for her, her heart just wouldn't stop beating for Ridge. Lee Finnegan continued to tend to a slow Luna Nozawa. Sheila Carter could start her own disquisition. Liam Spencer's medical records are deleted. Someone keeps draining Grace Buckingham and her daughters. Ridge Forrester tries to talk to Brooke Logan. The developer admits he wasn't veritably nice to her and it's his fault. Ridge will always love her. The Golden feels the same way. That's all he has to say to her. As Ridge keeps apologizing, Nick Marone shows up. The shipman reminds Brooke that they've plans. As they walk out, Ridge scowls. Nick and Brooke tromp the thoroughfares. When they get to the boat, Nick asks if she's ready for an adventure. At the hostel room, Eric Forrester tries to find Ridge, but he's gone. Donna Logan calls to see how everything is going. The primogenitor tells her that Nick has an engagement ring for Brooke. Donna pleads with him to find Ridge right now. Ridge enters and informs his father that he apologized, but Brooke's still left with Nick. Eric is shocked that Ridge let them leave. At Bill Spencer's house, Finn Finnegan arrives to check on Liam. The publishing Napoleon gushes about Grace pulling off a phenomenon. Finn asks if Grace has mentioned physical remedy. The croaker no way mentioned it. Bill reasons it's another phenomenon. Finn has questions and this procedure could change how they treat cancer. He's no way heard of it. Bill thinks they were lucky. Liam remarks that he's glad he's better, indeed if he was a lab rat. It only bring Bill 1 million. When Finn hears this, he's rattled. Bill isn't sure who the plutocrat went to, he just demanded to save Liam. They bandy Reese Buckingham's conduct and how it was to pay off a gambling debt. Finn exits and Bill lectures his son about recovering duly. Over at the sanitarium, Grace yells at someone on the phone. Aha! My proposition was right, her daughters are involved ever. Grace orders the person on the phone to no way come near her or her daughters again. Grace calls Paris Buckingham, who's in France with Thomas Forrester. Also, she deletes Liam's medical record. Doesn't she want to call her other son, Zoe Buckingham? I guess not. Finn goes to his own office and makes some phone calls about Liam's medical lines. They've suddenly dissolved. The croaker also goes to Grace's office. The man tells his coworker about Bill paying to save Liam's life. What's going on? Finn tells Steffi that Liam has a faint palpitation. He looks at Luna, who's in a pool of blood. Finn applies pressure to Liam's crack and Sheila says he's a good man. Steffi snaps, "A good man your granddaughter tried to kill." Sheila looks at Luna and whispers, "What have you done?" as the paramedics pull up outdoors. The paramedics work on Liam and Luna, and Miss Dillon, who has been freed, cries and apologizes. Steffi tells the police officer that Luna lured her there, but she can't concentrate on that right now. Liam begins to stabilize kindly. But Finn warns they won't know what's what until they get to the sanitarium. The officer asks about the girl. Finn says she has a pellet cracked to the casket and keeps working on Liam. Once Liam's loaded onto a stretcher, the officer tries to ask Steffi further questions about Luna. She identifies the gun she used and tells him Liam saved her life. Finn and Steffi decide they'll both go in the ambulance with Liam. Hope tells Carter she thinks Liam may eventually be ready to tell his father and sisters about his opinion. Carter can't imagine what it would be like for a parent to lose a child. Hope says it's the most searing pain imaginable. Carter apologizes, flashing back she formerly allowed. Beth had failed. Hope's glad Steffi told her about Liam's excrescence and that she has a chance to be there for him. She hopes Bill, Will and Wyatt will also get that chance, but Liam needs to be the one to tell them. Although the timepiece is ticking, there's no telling what can be from one day to the coming. Carter and Hope bandy Liam's excrescence and whether there's a treatment. Hope says it's about the quality of life for him. He wants to produce recollections and not to be too sick and tired to do so. Carter lets her know he takes veritably seriously the responsibility he'll have as Beth's stepfather, but he wants them to have as important time with Liam as they conceivably can. Hope couldn't have imagined losing Liam to a excrescence like this. Carter gripes that he's a good Joe and doesn't earn this. Hope agrees that he's selfless. Carter prodigies if Bill will lament not appreciating that further. Hope says they've different ideas of strength. Liam has passed his gift on to their son. Carter says Beth has two strong, remarkable parents. Hope wants her to hold her recollections of Liam close to her heart. This isn't going to be easy to say goodbye. She doesn't indeed want to suppose about it. It could be nearer than either of them suppose. Hope's supposition she took it for granted that Liam would always be there and be a part of their family. Time is running out for him far too soon. Liam's wheeled into the sanitarium where Grace learns there are multiple projectile injuries. Luna's wheeled in, followed by Sheila, who's stable. Steffi agonizes and Finn tells her Liam will have to go to the OR. He'll do everything possible to save him. He runs off and the police approach Steffi again to question her about Luna's trap. They ask about the others' involvement. Steffi explains how Sheila is connected to Luna and how she tried to get the gun from her and got shot. Lee appears and Steffi tells her Liam was shot by Luna. There was so important blood. Finn reappears as Steffi continues telling Lee the story. Steffi tells Finn that if Luna survives and Liam doesn't, she doesn't know what she'll do. An alarm beeps and Luna's wheeled off into exigency surgery. Sheila calls Finn over to ask about Luna. Grace wants to look after Liam, but Finn doesn't want to delay. He rejoins Liam to take him to surgery and Steffi kisses his head before they leave. Grace works on Sheila and asks for updates on Liam's status throughout. Sheila can't stop allowing about her granddaughter. Grace understands, she's had her fair share of family drama too. They put Sheila under and start operating. Bridget and Lee work on Luna, trying to find the pellet. They see it and Lee thinks they'll have to leave it in. She wouldn't let her bleed out. I refuse to let my bastard die this way. Steffi sits in the waiting room and the Bobby tells her that it'll take further than a pellet to take Liam down from his two little girls. Steffi cries that it would be her on the operating table if not for him. I owe him my life. She asks a nanny to let her in the operating room. She's told she can watch through the observation window. Finn tells Liam to hang in there. We're going to get you through this. He looks up as Steffi enters the observation room and watches through the window. Finn continues with the surgery as Steffi dials a number on her phone. Hope picks up Steffi's call. She learns Liam's in the sanitarium. He's been shot. By Luna. You need to get then as soon as you can. Hope disconnects and tells Carter that Liam's been shot and they need to go now. In Sheila's operating room, Grace puts in aches and says she's nearly done. She learns that Luna is still in surgery and there's no update on Liam. She says Sheila was lucky her injuries weren't life-hanging but her granddaughter's and Liam's are. Liam's stats begin to drop as an alarm beeps. Finn barks orders and Steffi pleads, "Oh God, Liam. Oh, Liam, you need to fight. Kelly needs further time with you. We all do." Lee wishes Bridget luck. Bridget hopes Luna will continue to stabilize. Lee laments her worried life with her mama. She'll tell Penelope. There's a bleeder and one of the nurses declares, "We're losing her." Lee screams, "Luna! Luna!"